From billion-dollar tech empires to quiet industrial giants, the richest Chinese families in America have built their fortunes through vision, risk, and relentless innovation. In this video, we count down from influential yet understated dynasties to the ultimate AI powerhouse at number one. You'll discover how each family rose to the top, whether by transforming online gaming into a global industry, revolutionizing cancer treatment, redefining luxury retail, or creating the chips that power the future of artificial intelligence. Along the way, you'll see stories of resilience, reinvention, and impact far beyond business, funding art, education, healthcare, and groundbreaking science. These aren't just tales of wealth, they're blueprints for influence that shape technology, culture, and the very industries we rely on. Stay tuned as we reveal who holds the crown as the richest Chinese family in America, and how their empire is shaping the world we live in today. We have the Oscar Tang family. If you ask most people to name America's wealthiest families, the Tang name might not even cross their minds. And that's exactly how Oscar Tang likes it. While others chase the spotlight, the Tang family has quietly built one of the most respected and influential fortunes in the country. Rooted not in flashy tech launches or reality TV fame, but in the measured, strategic world of finance and philanthropy. Oscar Tang's story begins far from the glass towers of New York City. Born in Shanghai, his family fled China during the political upheaval of the mid-20th century. They arrived in the U.S. with ambition, discipline, and a deep belief in education. Oscar, determined to succeed, attended prestigious schools, eventually co-founding Reich and Tang, an investment firm that became a powerhouse on Wall Street. While others gambled on risky trends, Tang's genius was in steady, disciplined growth, turning patient investing into generational wealth. But here's where the Tang family's legacy takes a remarkable turn. Instead of hoarding their billions, they've poured much of their fortune into shaping America's cultural and educational landscape. The Metropolitan Museum of Art? Tang is one of its largest donors. Top universities like Phillips Academy and Princeton? They've received millions from the family's generosity. This is a dynasty that doesn't just measure wealth in dollars, but in impact, building institutions that will outlast them by centuries. And yet, the Tang name remains low-key, almost hidden from the glitzy billionaire lists. No drama, no scandals, just quiet influence. This is the kind of wealth that shapes the world behind the scenes, funding art exhibitions that inspire millions, supporting schools that produce the next generation of leaders, and investing in causes that change lives. In the luxury world, money often screams, but for the Tang family, it whispers. And that whisper has the power to move mountains. And as we move up this list of the richest Chinese families in America, one thing becomes clear. In this game, it's not always the loudest player who wins. Sometimes it's the one you never see coming. We have the Chen Tianqiao family. Imagine creating an empire without factories, without oil fields, without even a single brick-and-mortar store. Just lines of code and the imagination to see what others couldn't. That's exactly what Chen Tianqiao did. Before most people even understood the potential of online gaming, Chen saw a future where millions would live, compete, and spend inside virtual worlds. His company, Shanda Interactive, didn't just ride the gaming wave, it helped create it, making him one of China's youngest billionaires. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Instead of staying in Shanghai, Chen and his wife, Luo Qianqian, made a bold move. They relocated to the United States. Most billionaires double down on the businesses that made them rich. Chen, however, diversified on a whole new scale. He poured hundreds of millions into U.S. assets, massive real estate deals, investments in public companies, and, most notably, the purchase of 198,000 acres of Oregon timberland. That's not a typo. Nearly 200,000 acres. Suddenly, the man who once ruled over pixels was now steward of forests stretching farther than the eye could see. And he didn't stop there. Chen has been quietly reshaping his public image, pouring his fortune into neuroscience research. Through the Tianqiao and Chrissy Chen Institute, He's funding breakthroughs in understanding the human brain, hoping to crack mysteries that could change medicine forever. It's philanthropy with a bold scientific edge, one that doesn't just build schools or hospitals, but could one day unlock the code to how we think, feel, and create. What makes Chen's story so magnetic is this complete reinvention. In China, he was the king of online games. In America, he's become an investor, a land baron, and a science visionary. It's the kind of pivot that proves true wealth isn't just about holding on, it's about knowing when to transform. As we climb higher on this list, you'll see a pattern. The richest Chinese families in America don't just adapt to change, they create it. We have the Jerry Yang family. Before Google dominated search and before Facebook ruled social media, there was Yahoo, and behind it, a young Taiwanese-born visionary named Jerry Yang. In the mid-1990s, when the internet was still a mystery to most people, Yang and his Stanford classmate, David Filo, built a web directory that changed how the world accessed information. Yahoo wasn't just a company, it was the gateway to the internet, a cultural phenomenon that made Jerry Yang a tech superstar and billionaire almost overnight. But tech empires rise and fall fast. As Yahoo struggled in the 2000s, Yang faced the kind of brutal business challenges that could crush a legacy. Instead of fading into obscurity, he rewrote his role entirely. With his fortune secured, Yang stepped out of the CEO chair and into the world of venture capital. Through his firm AME Cloud Ventures, he began backing a new generation of innovators, companies in artificial intelligence, biotech, and next-gen data technologies. Yet Jerry Yang's story isn't just about money or investments. It's about cultural influence. He's poured millions into preserving Asian art and history in America, becoming one of the leading patrons of institutions like the Asian Art Museum of San Francisco. His philanthropic reach extends to universities, cultural centers, and initiatives that celebrate heritage while driving innovation. Yang's arc is fascinating because it bridges two eras. He's a pioneer of the original .com boom and a key player in the next wave of tech startups. His wealth isn't just static, it's constantly in motion, finding new ways to shape industries and communities. From coding in a Stanford dorm room to sitting at the crossroads of culture and technology, Jerry Yang proves that the richest Chinese families in America aren't just defined by what they built in the past. They're defined by how they invest in the future. We have the Roger Wang family. Roger Wang's rise is a masterclass in building bridges between nations, between markets, and between old-world retail and modern wealth. Born in Taiwan, Wang came to the United States with a simple goal: to create opportunities for himself and his family. After earning his MBA in the US, he could have built a comfortable corporate career. Instead, he took a bold gamble. He returned to China in the 1990s, a time when its economy was just starting to open to global business. There, he founded Golden Eagle Retail Group, a luxury department store chain that would become a shopping icon in China's most prosperous cities. His stores weren't just places to buy, they were destinations where affluent consumers could immerse themselves in brands, fine dining, and upscale experiences. This formula turned Wang into a retail tycoon almost overnight. But unlike many who kept their roots in Asia, Wang anchored his family life firmly in America. Settling in Los Angeles, he invested heavily in U.S. real estate, snapping up commercial properties in prime locations. This dual-market strategy made him one of the wealthiest Chinese-American businessmen in history. His story isn't just about business, it's also about values. Wang has been recognized for his philanthropic work, especially in education. He's donated to schools, universities, and cultural programs, ensuring that his wealth builds more than just skyscrapers. It builds futures. The Roger Wang family stands out because their fortune flows between two worlds. In China, they helped define what luxury shopping could be. In America, they built a quiet empire of property and influence. It's a life lived at the top of both markets, where every move is calculated for maximum impact. We have the Andrew and Peggy Cheung family. If you've ever walked through a U.S. mall and caught the scent of orange chicken, You've felt the influence of Andrew and Peggy Cheung. What started as a single Chinese restaurant in Glendale, California, in 1983 became Panda Express, the largest Asian restaurant chain in America, with over 2,400 locations worldwide. Andrew, born in China and raised in Taiwan, met Peggy while studying in the United States. Together, they combined Andrew's culinary vision with Peggy's business expertise. The result? A fast casual empire that redefined how Americans experience Chinese cuisine. But the Cheung family story goes far beyond food. They own their company outright. No franchises, no public shareholders, allowing them to control quality, culture, and expansion with unmatched precision. This independence has also made them billionaires many times over. Their wealth fuels a deep commitment to philanthropy. Through the Panda Cares Foundation, they've donated hundreds of millions to children's hospitals, educational programs, and disaster relief efforts. For the Cheungs, success is measured not only in revenue, but in lives touched. What makes their journey so compelling is its relatability. They didn't inherit wealth or have Silicon Valley backing. They built their fortune dish by dish, store by store, proving that in America, even a humble kitchen can be the launchpad for generational wealth. We have the Eric Yuan family. In 2011, Eric Yuan had an idea that many thought was unnecessary, another video conferencing tool in a market already filled with options. But Yuan, born in China's Shandong province and a former WebEx engineer, knew the pain points no one else was solving. His vision? A platform so simple, reliable, and clear that anyone, from CEOs to school kids, could connect effortlessly. That vision became Zoom, and when the pandemic hit in 2020, it wasn't just a business, it became a lifeline. Overnight, Yuan went from respected tech founder to a household name, with his company's stock price and his personal net worth skyrocketing. But success didn't change his philosophy. Known for his humility and hands-on leadership, Yuan has kept his family life grounded while focusing on long-term growth. Even after Zoom's stock cooled post-pandemic, his fortune remains vast, and his company is still one of the most recognized brands in the digital age. The Yuan family's wealth is rooted in solving real problems for people around the world. It's proof that in the 21st century, fortune favors those who not only spot opportunities, but also create tools that genuinely improve lives. We have the Patrick Soon-Shiong family. Patrick Soon-Shiong's story reads like a Hollywood script. Only this one is real, and the stakes are measured in lives saved. Born in South Africa to Chinese immigrant parents, Soon-Shiong moved to the United States with a rare blend of ambition to heal, to innovate, and to build. As a surgeon and researcher, he didn't just practice medicine, he reinvented it. His most famous breakthrough, Abraxane, revolutionized cancer treatment by delivering chemotherapy more effectively and with fewer side effects. For patients, it meant hope where there had been little. For Soon-Shiong, it meant the birth of a fortune worth billions. But Patrick was never content to stop at a single success. He built Networks, a sprawling network of biotech, AI, and health tech companies aiming to transform how diseases are diagnosed, treated, and even prevented. His vision stretches decades into the future. Personalized medicine, smarter data, faster cures. This is not just business. It's an attempt to rewrite the playbook on human health. And then came a twist no one expected. Media. In 2018, Soon-Shiong bought the Los Angeles Times, rescuing it from financial decline. Why would a cancer doctor and biotech billionaire step into journalism? Because in his view, information, like medicine, should serve the public good. By preserving one of America's most iconic newspapers, he positioned himself as a guardian of truth as well as health. The family's influence even reaches the basketball court. Soon-Shiong owns a stake in the LA Lakers, blending business savvy with a passion for community pride. Through it all, his philanthropic work has been relentless, donating hundreds of millions to hospitals, research centers, and educational programs. The Patrick Soon-Shiong family represents a rare kind of wealth, one that flows from intellect, innovation, and an unshakable drive to solve humanity's toughest problems. In the world of billionaires, some make their mark by building companies. The Soon Xiangs are building the future. We have the Chow family. When you think of billion-dollar fortunes in America, your mind might jump to tech startups or Wall Street hedge funds. But the Chow family proves that old-school industry can still create new-age wealth. Their empire began with the late T.T. Chow, a visionary businessman who saw opportunity not in software or social media, but in the very materials that hold modern life together, chemicals and plastics. T.T. Chow founded Westlake Corporation, a Houston-based giant that manufactures everything from PVC pipes to building materials, packaging products, and essential industrial chemicals. In short, the stuff that keeps cities standing, goods moving, and industries running. Today, under the leadership of his children, James, Albert, and Dorothy, the company has expanded into a global powerhouse with revenues soaring into the billions and operations spanning continents. What makes the Chow family story compelling is the way they've blended traditional manufacturing grit with aggressive, modern expansion. They've acquired companies across the U.S. and abroad, invested in cutting-edge production technologies, and positioned Westlake as a leader in sustainable materials, ensuring their relevance in a world increasingly focused on environmental responsibility. Despite their industrial dominance, the Chaos are known for maintaining a low profile. You won't find them splashing their wealth across tabloids or chasing celebrity status. Instead, they focus on strategic philanthropy, funding education programs, healthcare initiatives, and community development projects. In their view, wealth isn't a tool for show, it's a tool for building. The Chow family's success is a reminder that while technology often steals the headlines, the backbone of America's economy is still built on industries that quietly shape our everyday lives. Their story proves that in the race to the top, there's more than one road to get there. And sometimes it's paved with steel, concrete, and decades of steady growth. We have the Zhou Tsai family. Zhou Tsai's fortune was forged in the digital revolution that transformed global shopping habits forever. As one of the original co-founders of Alibaba Group, Tsai helped create a platform that reshaped retail, enabling millions of businesses to sell to customers across the globe. While Jack Ma often took the spotlight, Tsai was the architect behind Alibaba's legal and financial structure, the man who made the engine run smoothly behind the scenes. Born in Taiwan and educated in the U.S., Tsai's career path was far from typical. After earning degrees from Yale, he worked as a corporate lawyer and in private equity before meeting Jack Ma. Recognizing Ma's charisma and vision, Tsai took a leap of faith, leaving a stable career to join a then-unknown startup in China. That leap would turn into a multi-billion-dollar payoff. But Tsai's story in America is more than just e-commerce. He's become a major figure in U.S. sports and culture, purchasing the Brooklyn Nets NBA team, the WNBA's New York Liberty, and a controlling stake in the Barclays Center Arena. For Tsai, these aren't just investments. They're platforms to connect cultures, energize communities, and elevate the profile of Asian ownership in American sports. The Zhou Tsai family also channels its wealth into philanthropy through the Zhou and Clara Tsai Foundation, funding initiatives in social justice, education, pandemic relief, and cross-cultural understanding. Their giving reflects a vision that wealth should serve both local communities and global causes. What makes Tsai's presence unique is his ability to straddle two worlds effortlessly, bridging the high-speed innovation of China's tech boom with the glamour and influence of America's sports and entertainment scene. In both arenas, his moves are deliberate, impactful, and impossible to ignore. As we step into the top three, we enter the realm of fortunes so vast they've redefined their industries. We have the Davidson family. When you hear about tech billionaires, the conversation often revolves around flashy apps or social media platforms. But Davidson's fortune comes from something far more essential: memory. As the co-founder of Kingston Technology, Sun helped build one of the world's largest independent manufacturers of memory products. From RAM modules to flash drives, quietly powering computers, servers, and devices across the globe. Born in Taiwan and raised in the US, Sun's journey began with a deep understanding of both engineering and business. In 1987, alongside his longtime friend and business partner John Tu, Sun took a modest investment and built Kingston from the ground up. They didn't just sell products. They created a reputation for reliability and customer service so strong that Kingston became a household name in the tech industry. What makes Sun's story remarkable is the culture he helped cultivate. Kingston is known for treating employees like family, offering generous bonuses, profit sharing, and a workplace that values loyalty over short-term gain. This approach not only fostered innovation, but also kept turnover remarkably low in an industry notorious for high churn. Today, the Sun family's wealth remains tied to Kingston's global dominance, but they've also expanded into real estate, private investments, and philanthropy. Sun's low-profile lifestyle and quiet giving reflect a belief that true success is measured not by how loud you are, but by the quality of what you build and the people you build it with. If David Sun is the left hand of Kingston technology, John Tu is the right. The two partners share not only a company, but a philosophy, business built on trust, generosity, and long-term vision. Born in China and raised in Taiwan, Tu immigrated to the US in the 1970s, chasing the classic immigrant dream. In 1987, when he and Sun launched Kingston, their goal was simple: create the best memory products on the market. But when disaster struck in 1995, a major supplier issue threatened the company's future, Tu and Sun pulled off one of the most legendary corporate comebacks. They sold 80% of Kingston to SoftBank for $1.5 billion, then later bought it back for a fraction of that price, regaining full control and securing their financial legacy. Tu is known for his infectious optimism and deep care for his employees. Like Sun, he believes wealth is best shared. Kingston's profit-sharing model has seen employees receive bonuses that sometimes equal an entire year's salary, a rare act in today's corporate world. The Tu family keeps an equally low profile, avoiding the billionaire celebrity circuit while supporting charities, educational initiatives, and community projects. Together, the Sun and Tu families have built more than a company. They've built a living example of how partnership, loyalty, and shared vision can create a legacy that outlasts any one product. We have the Jensen Huang family. If there's one name that has become synonymous with the artificial intelligence boom, it's Jensen Huang. Born in Taiwan and raised in the United States, Huang co-founded NVIDIA in 1993 with a vision that was decades ahead of its time, creating powerful graphics processing units, GPUs, for gaming. But what began as a company catering to gamers has evolved into the beating heart of the AI revolution. Under Huang's leadership, NVIDIA's GPUs became the go-to hardware not just for gaming but for deep learning, autonomous vehicles, supercomputing, and every cutting-edge AI application imaginable. While other tech CEOs chased trends, Huang built the tools that made those trends possible. The result? NVIDIA's market value skyrocketed past $2 trillion in 2024, catapulting Huang into the top ranks of the world's wealthiest individuals and making his family the richest Chinese family in America. Huang's journey is also one of style and personality. Known for his signature leather jackets and charismatic keynote presentations, he blends showmanship with technical mastery, inspiring both investors and engineers. Yet behind the public persona lies a disciplined strategist who's never lost sight of the long game, continually reinvesting in research and development to keep NVIDIA at the forefront of innovation. The Huang family's wealth is vast, but their impact is even greater. From powering AI breakthroughs in healthcare to enabling climate modeling and space exploration, NVIDIA's technology is reshaping industries. In the story of America's richest Chinese families,